ready to get us underway. So here at Kenilworth Road, it is a false start. A little too eager from Morgan Rogers, just in front of us on this near side. Eagerly spotted by referee Frappa. Off and underway here at Kenilworth Road for the England under-21s against the Austrian under-21s. Both of these sides very well placed to qualify for next summer's European Championships, as England hoping they've won a penalty with just 15 seconds or so on the clock, and instead it will be a booking for simulation. Frappa very clear about what she felt had happened there. Liam Delat goes in the book inside the opening 30 seconds of the contest. There it is again. Delat feeling like there was contact from Alexander Breedel, who would have had his heart in his mouth when that happened. In his first under-21 start, wouldn't have wanted Breedel to be conceding a penalty in the opening 15 seconds or so of the contest. He can breathe a touch easier now on this slightly cold late summer's evening. First touch in an England under-21 shirt for James Beadle. Beadle getting the opportunity tonight, currently on loan at Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship from Brighton. Quansah. Lewis Hall on his first start at this level. It's good wriggling by Alex Scott to get out of a couple of challenges. Eventually ran into Ziedel, who scored a couple of goals that win 3 days ago that put Austria in pretty good position in Group H. 11 points from 6, 2 points off group leaders Slovenia, 1 point behind France, having played a game more. Travel to Slovenia on the 11th of October, then host France 4 days later. Was there a little touch in there? There certainly was. Free kick foul from Hinshelwood. Constructed counter-attack this. Gergic carrying forward well and drawing the set-piece chance. It is in shooting range. Could be the right foot of Christoph Lang, the left of Alexander Breedel. Breedel would be curling it away from England keeper Beadle. Lang might look to curl it, starting it outside of that wall and the post and then bringing it back in. Struck by Lang, and it's a really good save by James Beadle. Excellent start. His first serious mission in goal for the under-21 debutant, makes a smart stop to his left. Really nice effort from Lang. Excellent football all round. Beadle keeps it out. James Beadle, who trained with the England senior squad last week, has come right through the England age groups from under 15, 16, 18, 19 and under 20s levels. A little bit of a wary moment for Niklas Polstar, who didn't really want it back there and managed to get it away in time. Scott getting away from 3 red shirts and then bringing it back off the 4 for Baidu. Referee Frappa was playing advantage. Stephanie Frappa, who has been something of a trailblazer for women's refereeing, including recent appearances at the 2022 Men's Seniors World Cup and the Women's Seniors World Cup that followed the season after in Australia and New Zealand. Press on here from Gergic. Morton spreads it left for Hall. Rogers wriggle away from Volmut. Kwanzaa. Hall. Patient possession from England. Scott. Challenge from Alexander Breedel. That would be a key battle in the centre of midfield. Supremacy in the contest. Two coaches patrolling the touchline. And Futcher, who has previous coaching experience with Bury, Swindon and Mansfield, but has been at the FA since December 2019 as an FA coach developer, and then in charge of the under-18s and under-20s as assistant coach before stepping up to this under-21 job with Lee Carsley in interim charge of the senior team. And of course, are in action in the Nations League tomorrow against Finland at Wembley. There's also the MLS game against Romania. The men's under-19s play Germany, and the under-17s also play Germany in a feast of international football. On which note, it's worth saying that tickets are now available for the England senior men's team, who play Greece on the 10th of October at Wembley. Go to wembley.stadium.com/tickets for that one. Plenty of you will have memories of David Beckham's free kick to secure 2002 World Cup qualification for England against Greece once upon a time. McAtee slaloming beautifully to create some space, but the ball over the top had far too much on it for Delap. James McAtee, who is one of the most promising players to come out of that Manchester City academy in recent times. Quite a few clubs were interested in signing him in the summer. And Pep Guardiola made it very clear that he didn't want Manchester City to do so. Spent the last couple of seasons on loan at Sheffield United. Foul in there from Harwood Bellis, who is visibly not chuffed about the decision. The most experienced under-21s player in this side. It's his 25th cap tonight. Baidu. Sent on by Polestar. Now Austria can build off this. That was good hold-up play from Gergic. Worked down the left by Ziedel. Some space for Buckler. No foul given, and McAtee can lead an England break. Finds Hinshelwood. Back for Beadle. Austria on the high press. Hall. Rogers. Drifts inside and then finds McAtee with plenty of room to roam, and options left and right. He goes right, Sam Illing Jr. Gets inside, flicked through, and we just couldn't quite the final shooting chance, but so nicely constructed high-tempo moves. Such has been a bit of a hallmark of this under-21 side in attack over the years. It's a real pattern in a lot of the goals they scored. Crowned European champions back in 2023, and very much continuity game with Futcher in interim charge. Clear foul from Breedel. Lewis Hall, who was acting as an underlapping fullback there. Rogers. Teasing cross. Just about cleared between Baidu and Estrada, the two Austrian centre-halves. Scott ticks things along. Junior dominating possession early on in this contest, as they did against Northern Ireland, where had 80% of the ball, 20 shots, and they've got the first corner of this one. Werner Gregoritsch. Gregoritsch, name one that has plenty of history in Austrian football, of course. to lead the side to the European Championships in the coming summer, and they're in a pretty good place to do so. Having got 2 points from their first 3 group games, they've recovered well since then. First corner of the night, and it's England's. In swinging, couldn't quite get the angle on the header. Taylor Harwood-Bellis. 25th cap tonight for the under-21, still yet to score. Only able to divert it up and over the bar. He's better known for his feats in keeping the ball out at the back. Harwood-Bellis with Southampton, a loan move that was made permanent last summer, a Manchester City academy graduate who's won promotions in recent seasons to the Premier League in both Burnley and Southampton. He's the captain, of course, of that England under-21 side last summer as they claimed European glory. That 1-0 win against Spain in the final, and James Trafford's epic penalty save. Speaking of an England team and European glory, of course, the Lionesses will be looking to defend their European crown next summer. They host Germany at Wembley on the 25th of October and face South Africa in Coventry 4 days later. Keep an eye out on tickets for those two. Norton dropping deep to link the play. Scott. Nudged out by Lang. And Harwood-Bellis just trying to pick a pass forward. Now Austria comfortable in letting England have it there, inviting England onto them a little bit more. England looking to continue their excellent recent form. 12 wins from their last 14. Just that draw against Northern Ireland 3 days ago, and that 3-2 loss against Ukraine in qualifying last October, the only couple of games they haven't won in that run, and 11 clean sheets in those 14 too. And Scott tries a cheeky back heel, but ends up ceding possession to Austria. Estrada to Polster. England, young lions hunting on the high press. And it is a good high press that has resulted in somewhat hurried clearance from Nicholas Polster. And much like the majority of this Austrian squad plays this football in the Austrian top flight. Came through the youth setup at Rapid Vienna and came first choice in under-21 qualifying a couple of years ago. Makes his 17th appearance at this level tonight. Ballo can be right down that inside left channel. Doesn't have much of the ball so far, Tierno Ballo. With Polster. Nice pass for Buckler. Ballo just putting his arms out there in frustration, as if to say, didn't quite have the forward-thinking options that I might have liked. And behind, cut out by Kwanzaa. And then work their way out of the channel well and win the throw off Florian Michela. Kwanzaa looking to build on that player of the match performance 4 days ago. Once plays his club football with Liverpool, had a tough start to the season when being subbed off at half-time by new Liverpool boss Arne Slot in the Ipswich game. No doubt an extremely talented young centre-half whose best years are ahead of him. Rodgers just runs into a bit of a cul-de-sac. Good skills in a tight space by Ziedel. Sent forward by Volmuth. Barlow battling for it and drawing the foul. A slightly clumsy aerial challenge from McAtee. Hopefully nothing too serious for Tierno Ballo, most experienced of this Austrian side at under-21s level, has 18 caps. Very familiar to English football, Ballo, probably more so than any other Austrian player in the squad tonight for the visitors. Spent 4 years at Chelsea. Here comes Illing Jr. Chance on the break here for England. It's a 5-on-5 if they work this quickly. Still Illing Jr. Ultimately well defended by Samson Baidu. Just after the ball was cleared, was screaming at his fellow defenders as if to say, where were you? It's got the home fans into good voice. Plenty of them in as well. Ballo breaking forward, has plenty of options and has managed to slide it through for Ziedel. And eventually the whistle goes. It was a long wait and a nervous one for the English backline about if it would be given as offside. Eventually it was. Ballo breaking forward. And you can see it's that last man from an England point of view of Lewis Hall, who was possibly playing on the Austrian pair of Lang and Ziedel. Mansa. Wasn't actually a pass that was quite meant for Scott. Flicked off his heel. Had to cover there. Ziedel was waiting to get onto that pass. Rodgers bursting inside, might go it alone, instead squares it for De Lapp. It's De Lapp, couldn't quite get it out of his feet. Liam De Lapp unable to really test Nicolas Polstar. Really clever from Rodgers, driving on that inside line and then squaring it across for De Lapp, who was in plenty of space. Just got slightly stuck under his foot. Good work from Morgan Rodgers. He's Aston Villa. He joined Villa halfway through last season from Middlesbrough. That Villa side that qualified for the Champions League, of course. Lovely touches from Scott. Rodgers. Might fancy a shot. McAtee. Hall. Cross, only half cleared, and eventually away by Buckler. One for Ballo to chase. It's really well kept in by Morton. Floodlights very much in absolute full effect here. It's been slightly chilly, late summer's English day here. Natural light long gone now. One in midfield by Mikela. His first under-21 start. It's of course England's first under-21 home game since a 7-0 win against Luxembourg and Bolton back in March. Ball clipped forward. A moment of uncertainty for Beadle. Loitering on the edge of his area, a bit nervy. Worked out okay for him in the end. Scott draws the foul. Very obvious one from Ziedel. Frappa with a verbal warning, but nothing more. There goes Scott, who's already shown some really nice touches in central midfield for England. Plays his club football, of course, with Bournemouth, once described as an unbelievable player by Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola. Not a bad person to be receiving a comment like that off. Slammed forward in towards De Lapp, but it was intercepted by Estrada, the visiting captain. Dominating possession early on, but haven't really made Polestar work too hard so far. Comfortably, the more difficult save has been made by Beadle, but that might change here. McAtee almost bursting through. Rogers finds Hall round the outside. There's cross. Puts the ball on the roof. Results in a second corner of the night so far. Both of them coming to England. Both almost exactly 10 minutes apart. In the 10th. Now this one ticked just past the 20-minute mark here at Kenilworth Road. You'd think they'd be looking for the likes of the two centre-halves, but England have gone short here. McAtee. Oh, that's fancy footwork. Squares it back, and it deflects off Baidu for a third corner. Second one in succession. It's an intelligent training ground move from England. Making the most of 2v1 next to the corner flag. Luckily for Austria, Baidu was in the right place at the right time. Here comes the corner. Picked away by Baidu. Hinshelwood. The cross that was far too close to Polestar. Hinshelwood on England under-21's debut. He's come from the academy at Brighton. His first call-up at this level this month. And plenty at Brighton were immensely proud of that. Ian Buckman, the head of the academy at Brighton, saying that he really relished that opportunity. Brighton fans very relieved to see that he signed a contract through to 2028 there. Clever ball forward, might have flicked off the arm of Ziedel, it certainly did. Was just trying to play in Gergic, an 18-year-old who's been lively up top in the early part of this contest when Austria have managed to get some joy on the counter. Remember that you can watch all the under-21s home games live and exclusive on England's YouTube channel this season. Just click the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on the latest from the England team camps. For now, midway through the first half, as England finished against Northern Ireland 3 days ago on Friday, 0-0. Debutant James Beadle's only had to make one save, but it's definitely been the most difficult save of the contest. He might be needed again here. Lovely run down that left flank from Gergic. Only half cleared. Chance for Ballo to shoot, which is initially. And then Hinshelwood back to Beadle, who was to get it as far away as possible from his own goal. And back by Breedle. Facing Austria tonight for the first time since September 2020, when they grabbed a 2-1 away win thanks to goals from Eddie Nketiah and Ben Godfrey. Oh, that's a brilliant high press up there, and is that a penalty? It is. James McAtee fouled. Austria guilty of overplaying at the back. Well, Polestar has looked nervous when playing out from the back all night. He really fizzed it into the feet of Mikala, which put Florian Mikala in a tough position. Great pressing initially from Tyler Morton and then McAtee. The foul from Mikala brings England a chance to score from the spot. Morgan Rogers already has 2 goals in just 3 England under-21 appearances before tonight. Can make it 3 goals in 4 here. It's Morgan Rogers against Nicolas Polestar. Rogers scores! A cool and comfortable penalty. Zinged into the top right-hand corner of Polestar's goal. The keeper also went to his right. He guessed the right way, but he had no chance. Fantastic from Rodgers. England under-21s 1, Austria 0. Oh, this is how you take a penalty. A stuttering run up. Costa might have been able to pick the correct side to go to, but you best believe he had no chance saving that. So, in a part of the world that the Futcher family has plenty of affection with, and Futcher's England under-21s lead Kenilworth Road, the Kenny, as the Luton Town fans love to call it. Of course, his dad Paul Futcher and uncle Ron Futcher, both Luton legends once upon a time. Good response from Austria to going behind, straight from the kickoff on their first corner of the night, and they might well lie going short here. They certainly do. England are sleeping a touch there in defence. Now the cross can come in. Half the way by Harwood Bellis. By the England fans. Of course, the 21s will be looking to retain their European crown next summer in 2025, as will the Lionesses, who of course were champions of Europe in the women's game with that epic win against Germany after extra time at Wembley. Rodgers, the goal scorer, just getting that one wrong. Hall had put himself round over that. Rodgers found him, could have been very dangerous there. Again, Austria looking at a touch shaky, playing out from the back there. Estrada was forced to slightly lump it long in hope. Looked up and saw quite a few red shirts not so close to him, and plenty of white shirts around him. But from Austria, run back by Illing Jr. Hasn't got a lot of support around him. Work his way out of a tight corner, no foul given. Barlow decides to have a snapshot. Wasn't too far away. Took a little nick on the way through, so it will be another Austria corner, second in as many minutes. Element of surprise here from Tierno Barlow. Beadle with a second smart stop going away low to his left. I remember he kept out that free kick from Christoph Lang earlier. Another Austrian corner. What can the visitors do with it? A bad ball in. Come back out for Barlow. And eyeing a break. This England under-21 side are often at their most dangerous on the counter. Ball forward for McAtee. Ballow's back there fighting for it. The home fans are appealing for handball. I was fortunate enough to have a pretty good view of that one in the commentary box, and I'm not sure it quite was. Looked more like chest or maybe even shoulder. Scott picks out a really clever pass in between the lines and slip through for Delap. It's Delap, saved by Polster. For just the briefest of seconds, didn't know where it had gone. To his relief, it was right next to him. Lovely move from England, though. Scott and Hinshaw on debut. Finally, Liam Delap trying to apply the finishing touch. Signed in the summer by newly promoted Ipswich Town for £15 million from Manchester City, for loan spells over the years at the likes of Stoke, Preston and Hull. Ballo, who's been bright, as he often is for this Austrian side. Didn't quite get the through ball right, though. Hoping for a similar type of result to the last time they used to the Austrian under-21s, a 5-1 win not far off 5 years ago to the day, back in October 2019. Eddie Nketiah scoring a hat-trick. She missed a penalty to grab what would have been a fourth. Callum Hudson-Odoi scored a couple as well. Delap, that's great centre-forward play, comprehensively winning that duel. Slip through for McAtee, who unselfishly helps it on for Rodgers. Denied fantastically by Polster. Made himself big and made the save. What a move from England. Doesn't quite get the reward it deserved. England in front on the scoreboard and have the momentum in the contest as well. Room out here for Rodgers. McAtee bundled off it by Estrada. Be a talking to from referee Frappart, but not a yellow card, although Estrada is in danger of talking himself into the bucket. Here's the earlier chance. And Rodgers denied by Polster for a lovely flowing move from England. McAtee with great wing mirrors to pick out the run of Rodgers to his left when many others would have only have had eyes for goal. Knew Rodgers was better placed. Could be McAtee left-footed out swinging, or Morton right-footed in swinging. It's McAtee, cleared by Lang, and then Junior recycles. Morton. Hinshelwood. Austin headed away by Baidu. McAtee. Teasing ball goes all the way out of the penalty box. And Zilling Jr. Another cross comes in. Buckler is there to clear. Hall. Back for Beadle. Finally, having kept the two centre-halves up for a while there, and you can fully reset back to the more conventional open play formation setup as opposed to from the set piece. Rodgers tries to slide it through, finds McAtee. Really crucial foot on it from Estrada. Now Rodgers fancies a shot and has smashed it into the lower jaw of Delap. Rodgers already with a goal to his name, and with confidence flowing through his veins, decided to try his luck. And he succeeded in hitting his own teammate. And then head-on shots and shots on target so far. Remember though that Christoph Lang's free kick forced James Beadle into a very good save on debut, and it was 0-0. England building towards that 2025 under-21s Euros in Slovakia, where they'll look to defend the title that they won under Lee Carsley in 2023. Ball forward, and it's a classy touch from Harwood Bellis, with Gogic in there trying to cause chaos. On the high press for the first time in a while, and Scott has lost it here. It's Ballo, and it's 1-1. A lovely finish from Tierno Ballo. Curls it into the far corner. James Beadle had no chance. Stunned silence from the home fans here at Kenilworth Road. Alex Scott caught in possession, and Ballo made England pay. Scott just caught out, and it fell nicely to Ballo, who did the rest. Great credit to Alexander Breedel on his first start for the under-21s. It was his hustle that won the ball off Scott and got it to Ballo. How about that finish? His 5th goal for the Austrian under-21s. Lovely stuff from Tiano Ballo. Only spent 4 years at Chelsea, signed a professional deal in 2019, but after no senior appearances, eventually moved on to Rapid Vienna. Headed by Kwanzaa. It's a clever ball into McAtee. The deflection was kind for Austria. Samson Baidu did just enough to put McAtee off. Strada, Austrian skipper. Stepping up and intercepting beautifully, and then getting the pass back off McAtee. And then Junior. Still turning. Just trying to slide through into the path of Rodgers. And hoping for a similarly successful night to the last time the under-21s were here. Winning 6-0 against San Marino back in February 1993. Albeit facing tougher opponents tonight. Likes of Richard Hall, Darren Anderton, Kenny Flitcroft, Mike Sharon, Jamie Redknapp and Steve McManaman on target back then. Some famous names of the past. Here's Delap. Has options, decided to shoot himself. Came off the leg of Polestar. Some really nice saves tonight, Niklas Polestar. He'd have made a very good one at 0-0 too, but for the quality of both goalkeepers, it might easily already be 2-2, never mind 1-1. So that showing his qualities here, and like any striker fancies themselves from almost any angle. He did have Rodgers as an option, but he was trying to fire that into the far corner there. Into that. Son of Rory, of course. His first Premier League goal at the back end of August in a 1-1 draw for Ipswich against Fulham. It's nearly on target here there. On the ground, which of course last season had Premier League football played at it with Luton Town. Little ball clipped forward towards Ballo, who was hunting in behind like a ghost at Halloween. And that is just a little foul from Rodgers, which will bring Austria a free kick in a dangerous position. Wasn't a lot in it, but there was enough to give the visitors this attacking platform. Walnut one to be fouled by Rodgers. Could be Lang with his outswinger, but Lang seems is going to leave this one for Alexander Breedel. A left-footed inswinger into that kind of no man's land between the keeper and the back line. Towards the far post, half cleared. Illing Jr. has to set off on an ambitious breakout. Doesn't have much support, but does superbly, and then knocks it down the line. Bit of a give and go, and it's worked out very nicely. You tend to see a chip and chase more often in a game of rugby union than when we're in a game of football, but it worked out well for Sam Illing Jr. there. Gained significant ground, and England can look to build. McAtee. Just looking up in frustration at the second there for not having the options he might have liked. Now Rogers. McAtee. Quick feet that were too quick for Florian Michala. Who will be treading the high wire from now on. Picks up a yellow card. With plenty of time left in the contest to have to make sure he doesn't avoid turning that into a red. Nice shooting position this, and there's plenty over it for England. Michala going in the book. Michala, who plays his football in the German Bundesliga with Hoffenheim, has been there for 3 seasons after making his senior debut against Eintracht Frankfurt. Could be Alex Scott on his right foot, McAtee on his left. James McAtee leaves it. It's Alex Scott to strike. Didn't quite get his angles right, even with the dip on it. He was always going comfortably over the bar. Nicolas Polestar untroubled. Scott, who certainly can produce the spectacular. It would have been quite a way to get his first England under-21s goal. The man who was signed by Bournemouth from Bristol City last year, born on the island of Guernsey. His first football for Guernsey FC before coming to England. Played by Kwanzaa. May well have a hold up here because Gergic is down. Head collision. Up against Taylor Harwood-Bellis. 18-year-old just taking his time. Gergic won't be wanting his first start at this level to end like this. Seemed a little groggy, but back to his feet. Gergic, this was Sturm Graz in the Austrian top flight, came through their youth setup. He's been steadily fighting his way from the second team into the first team. Scored 2 in Graz's opening day 4-2 win against Tyrol, which was a bit of a line in the sand moment of showing that he belongs at that level of senior football. By Polestar, finds his header. Looking for it, it goes to Rogers. He has plenty of company of opposing defenders, eventually loses it. Now Balor has the option round the outside of Buckler. Balor now offering himself down the outside. Clever slip ball into Ziedel. Ziedel on the turn, pulls it back. There was nobody on the penalty spot for Austria. Had there been, visitors might be in front. Beautifully put together, move down the left flank. Scott went down, referee wasn't interested. Cost England. Junior. Delap with a clever football over the top for McAtee, who's got 3 options in the box. McAtee's cross is too close to Nicolas Polestar. Who has a bit of England World Cup winning role in his blood. He's a distant relative of the World Cup winner Alan Ball, men's side back in 1966. It's really shown some nice touches in that number 10 role for England. Sent long, too much on that. Be an interesting test for this England side tonight against an informed Austrian team. England without the likes of Harvey Elliott, Rory Hutchinson, Jaden Philogene, Sam Tickle and Adam Wharton. There's opportunities to others. Answer. This will be a touch careful. And then England caught in possession. Morton loses it. Chance for Gergic, who ultimately found Ziedel, and the covering scramble defence for England was just about good enough. Scott and getting himself in a tangle. Clever pass from Mikola, finding Zidel, who scored twice 4 days ago in the key qualifying win for the Austrians against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Austria with a great chance to grab the lead just before half-time. Christoph Lang to take the set piece with 6 red shirts to aim for in the box. Lang's delivery. And the foul means England can breathe a sigh of relief. Foul on Hinshelwood. Minimum of 2 minutes added on at the back end of this first half. It's been an entertaining first half. Plenty of goal-mouth action at both ends. All sent long to Lap, fighting for it alongside Estrada, the Austrian captain. Rodgers can drive at the defence as he loves to. Just got his feet in a little tangle with plenty of defenders around for company. Wansa. McAtee. That's a really clever move. Now McAtee finds Rodgers, who couldn't quite in turn. Back to McAtee. Lovely 1-2 in patterns of play though. Who takes the throw? There was a little bit of an off-the-ball incident there between one of the Austrian coaching staff and Lewis Hall. Half-time here at Kenilworth Road. Entertaining opening 45. Morgan Rodgers had the England under-21s in front with a 3rd goal in 4 games at this level, scoring a beautifully taken penalty after James McAtee was fouled. But 11 minutes later, Tieno Ballo equalised with a high-quality right-footed curler after good hustle by Alexander Briedel to win the ball off Alex Scott. Means that at half-time, it is England under-21s 1, Austria under-21s 1. A warm welcome back to Kenilworth Road for the second half of this England versus Austria under-21s friendly. England, of course, in the white and blue, Austria in the red and black. England will be kicking from left to right as we look at things from our commentary position in the second half. Austrians attacking from right to left. A change for England at the break. Taylor Harwood-Ellis, skipper, has made way. Charlie Cresswell comes on. The centre-back from Leeds initially as an academy graduate, now plays his football in the French top flight with Toulouse. And there'll be a couple of changes for the Austrians as well. The visiting captain Pascal Estrada has made way at centre-half of Paul Koller, and it is a double change because in midfield Matthias Braunerder has come on. So 1-1 at the break after an entertaining first half. Morgan Rodgers putting England in front from the penalty spot after James McAtee was fouled. But just over 10 minutes later, Tieno Ballo made it 1-1. Good first moment in the game for Braunerder, winning it off his fellow number 8 in Alex Scott. Delap. There's plenty of options. He finds one of them in Scott. Scott takes aim. What a save from Niklas Polstar. He made plenty of good ones in the first half. The Austrian goalkeeper at it again to deny what would have been a first ever England under-21s goal for Scott. Stuff flying away to his left. He's had a very good night in goal. Polestar, what is his 17th appearance at this level. You can see easily why he's established himself as number 21. Number one in this under-21 side. Corner in, a tame header from Kwanzaa. St. Long looking for the pace of Gergic. England guilty of overplaying, but the offside flag helping them get out of trouble. Teams running across your screen. England using the 4-2-3-1 system that tends to be preferred right through all age groups for consistency. Two fullbacks both on their first under-21 starts, in Hinshelwood down the right and Hall down the left. For Hinshelwood it is a debut at this level. Scott and Morton holding, and then Alan Junior, McAtee and Rogers behind to that. Austria to make just two straight swaps. It's not really a change in system. It's still again broadly a 4-2-3-1 stroke 4-3-3. Here's Ballo, Austria's brightest threat in the first half. Collier's coming for Estrada in the left centre-back position, and Brown-Erder is a straight swap in central midfield. Mikela, possibly not too much of a surprise. Mikela was caught in possession for the first goal, you might remember, and was also booked 4 minutes before half-time. It was his first start at this level. Here come England, Delap. And Junior, Morton. The young lines, of course. If you want to come and watch the men's senior team in action, you can do against Greece next month at Wembley on the 10th of October. That's come all the way through and is smashed in. England in front. A fine finish from Morgan Rogers. It sat up to be hit, and my goodness me, was it hit. Just the way it came across was angled perfectly for a left winger who prefers his right foot. And Rogers did the rest, his second of the night. And right at the start of this second half, England have their lead back. It wasn't really the pass that Sam Milling Jr. was intending. He was looking to find McAtee. McAtee and the defender got in a slight scuffle. And it ran all the way through for Rogers to do the rest. Just there, so invitingly for Rogers to sweep in. So England have their lead back within 4 minutes at the start of the second half. 4 goals in 4 England under-21s games now for Morgan Rogers. Hinshelwood looking for Rogers, but only finding Volmut. Ballo. Space out here now for Buckler. Gergic did hold it up, but Kwanzaa could nick it back. Gergic in there trying to win it back, and then possible foul by Kwanzaa, but nothing given. Austria playing on, though they've only got 10 in this attack. Ballo. Riedel still down from the challenge by Kwanzaa. Sent goalwards by Brown-Erder and cleared. Alexander Briedel is still down, clutching his left ankle. Kwanzaa charging through with the ball and getting a fair old piece of Alexander Briedel here. Challenge, but then bearing the brunt of it. his first under-21 start. Riedel, who helped Linz to promotion from the Bundesliga second tier a couple of years ago and signed a new 2-year contract in March, having helped them make the Austrian top flight. Made his under-21 debut in a 5-0 win against Scotland back in June of this year. And unfortunately, based on those pictures, his evening might well be done here. Well, Briedel's in front of us and is in some predicament. The obvious change would be Nicholas Sattelberger. And it does seem to be Sattelberger who's getting ready. He's known for his versatility. Might have to slot into centre of midfield here. He's known for being able to play all the way across defence and midfield. Head coach Gregorich isn't particularly happy with the challenge, and you can understand why, based on the replays. Wasn't even given as a foul. Looking to win it. Good sliding challenge from Hinshelwood. Change still hasn't been made, so Austria are down to 10 here. Albeit temporarily, of course. One back by Illing Jr. Can even make the most of having an extra man on the field here. Delap will keep this in. And we'll have options arriving too. Still Delap. Illing Jr. Illing Jr. takes aim. Simple save for Polster. With the ball, but still down to 10 here. Haven't been able to yet make the change and get Nicholas Sattelberger on, to the visible frustration of their dugout in front of me. Now Austria do go a little more direct, looking for Gergic. Swept up easily enough by England. Change can be made. Confirmation there, Alexander Briedel's night is done. Along comes Sattelberger. This is club football with Genk in Belgium. Summer signing from Rapid Vienna on a 3-year contract, having come through their youth system. As an Austrian youth international right through the levels from under 15 to under 21s. For his debut last June in a 3-1 friendly win against Iceland. Resting forward, bright as always, and still going here. Someone's got to stop him. Eventually, Browner there said, "I'll do it." Scott, playing Rogers. Lang, burrowing forward. Plenty of space for Butler. Wins the corner off Hinshelwood. Starting to get pretty nippy here at Kenilworth Road. Temperatures down to around 11 degrees, feeling like about 9 or 10 with a little wind. Corner for Austria in this second half. Can Lang do with it? Lang's ball in. Wasn't the best. Still there though for the visitors. Balor just clips one up. Turned goalwards, but would have taken something quite special from Samson Baidu from there to cause Biebel a problem. Some activity on the England bench in front of us. Looks to be at least one, maybe two changes that are coming. watch all the under-21s home games live and exclusive on the England YouTube channel this season. Click the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on the latest from the England team camps. So Cummingman looking for a 2-goal lead. Hackney looks like he's getting ready to come on in front of us. Cresswell. In short. Clever move this. Illing Jr. Oh, it's a lovely shimmy and a feint. Then works in inside for McAtee. McAtee's shot wasn't his best. That play was wonderful from England to work the opening. It's already with 2 goals for the under-21s. It is England under-21 debut back in June 2022. Jamie Gittins, the winger, is also ready to come on. It's Beadle. There's going to be a double change at the next break-in play, it would appear. Hackney and Gittins both ready. And Junior. Getting away from Ballo. Lovely informed attendance has been performing here tonight. Is just a little short of 6,000. Off road. Not at all. Need to see so many young and old in. Here come England looking for a 3rd goal. And they have got a 3rd goal. Fantastic first-time volley from James McAtee, who has been the key playmaker for England in long spells tonight, and now gets his name on the score sheet. England in total control, and on the balance of play, they entirely deserve it. Intelligent pass from Rodgers, the first-time cross from Lewis Hall, had plenty of pace on it, and McAtee was all too happy and more than good enough to turn it into that far corner. A little knee slide as well. The 3rd England under-21s goal for James McAtee. And now the change, as advertised, can finally be made. So Morgan Rodgers, who is involved in that 3rd goal, will have to settle for 2 of his own tonight. As he comes off. Excellent performance from the Aston Villa man. And Alex Scott will also make way. You'd imagine that will be a straight swap for Hayden Hackney in midfield. Hackney, who came through the Middlesbrough Academy and captained his hometown club for the first time last season. Part of that Borough side in the Championship. Seems like this can often be the case. Austria look to be responding with changes of their own. So try and chase a game that England hold all the cards in. 3-1 up. Jamie Gittins of Dortmund on as well. This guy is one of the next English wonder kids. Get his chance as a winger to run at a tiring Austrian defensive. Here come England, wanting to make it 4-1. Far off doing so. It was good defence eventually by Brownherder. Nice first touches of the game from Jamie Gittins, I think just come on. Oswald and Wilson Adewumi ready to come on for Austria. Oh, is that a penalty? It certainly is. Jamie Gittins fouled mere moments after coming onto the pitch. Oh, beg your pardon. Take two. Forgive yours truly. Not the only one to be fouled. Briefly. Collar. Buckler. One back by Illing Jr. His first touches having just come on. Exchanges passes with his fellow substitute Gittins. This was Gittins. Went down on a challenge from Baidu. Junior. Oh, that's clever, and Delap is in behind, and Delap finds the side netting. Polstad really narrowed the angle. Delap is appealing, thinking that should be a corner. Lovely spin from Delap. Trying to poke it goalwards. Changes can now be made for Austria. Leon Gergic, the 18-year-old, comes off, having completed his first under-21 start. Shehan Adewumi comes on. Simon Zidel, who scored a brace 4 days ago against Bosnia and Herzegovina, and had some nice moments tonight when given space. Comes off. Angelo Gattemeyer is on for him. And the third and final change sees Fabian Volmuth come off to make room for Moritz Oswald. Versatile defender. Austria are going to have to do something big, though, to turn the tide of this contest. Right now, it is all England in this second half. Austria in the first did have moments of brief counter-attacking threat. To say that's been extremely rare after the break. Changes. Austria have made 5. Rotation all the more likely, of course, given this is only a friendly. But a good chance of both of these sides to test themselves against an opponent that there's every chance will be a contender at next summer's European Championships. Petit. Cheeky back heel attempted by Hayden Hackney. Attracted interest from Premier League clubs, including Spurs this summer. Winner in the World Cup semi-final against Chelsea in January for Middlesbrough. And making themselves heard. Fans looking for yet another goal to celebrate. Morton over the corner. McAtee floats it up. Only half away. Now Morton's cross was turned goalwards by Kwanzaa, who had to fetch it from behind and couldn't really get a lot of power as he diverted it to try and get it past Polestar. Could have been a rare goal for Jarrell Kwanzaa. Hasn't scored yet at under-21s level. Kati trying to nick it on, has ended up running into his own teammate Delat. Thankfully for England, both get back up to their feet. Both seem okay from an accidental collision. Delat goes down. That's the Austrian defender who is still down, so Austria playing on with 10, but back to his feet comes Moritz Oswald. With Polestar, who's been busy in the Austrian net tonight. It's long, ball can sweep up. Excellent composure in a tricky spot from Lewis Hall. All class from the left back. He gets it back now. Oswald. Gittins. And Sherwood. Hall. Hackney. Hall. He made his loan switch permanent, joining Newcastle for 28 million from Chelsea. He was an academy graduate, Lewis Hall. Cresswell. England, remember, next in action at this level in a big game against Ukraine in Bournemouth on October the 11th, and then they face Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan at Ashton Gate in Bristol 4 days later. Delat with a little coming together. Not a lot in that one, you'd have to say. Able to bring it under control. And Delat holding the arm of Samson Baidu. I think it's best to make himself a nuisance for that Austrian back four. Currently second in their qualifying group, 2 points behind Ukraine, and the Ukrainians have a game in hand. Ukraine with 7 wins from 7, England with 19 points from 8, and a far better goal difference, which helps. 6 wins, a draw and a defeat so far. Let's challenge Hall. Under pressure, just to hammer it long. Changes coming for England. Archie Gray, Johnny Rowe and Elliot Anderson seem ready to come on in front of us. Austria with a rare foray forward. Back to Buckler. Ballo. Ronaldo. Overhit cross. Will be a quadruple change, it looks like. Tom Fellows is also going to come on. Just what would be his second appearance at this level. Could be 4-1. Not quite. Jamie Gittins gets the curler wrong. Too much elevation, not quite enough dip. The score from a not totally dissimilar angle to where Rogers had swept in to make it 2-1. Great burst of pace though to get past Samson Baidu. Gittins didn't quite apply the finish. Gittins, who was part of the under-19 Euros side that were winners 2022. European champions, started in the final against Israel. Gittins. Changes coming for England. 4 of them, no less. James McAtee makes way for Elliot Anderson. Sam Illing Jr. is off. On comes Tom Fellows for just his 2nd appearance at this level. Far from done there. As Archie Gray and Johnny Rowe complete a 4-pronged alteration. Confirmation of those changes flashing across your screen now. You would imagine, given the way England like through the youth groups to keep the same system and setup, that it wouldn't necessarily be changes in shape for Futcher's side, more just personnel. Futcher, of course, taking charge on the ground where 50 years or so ago his dad Paul and his uncle Ron were making themselves legends for Luton. Chance to shoot for Gittins, who pulls it wide. Left-footed laser from Jamie Gittins. Aim wasn't quite right. A bad mistake by Ballo, who should have brought that one under control. Running kindly for Gittins to have a go. Interestingly, looks like Rowe's gone to a central striking position. Gittins out on the left and those on the right. More often than not has spent most of his career playing on the left wing and cutting in onto his preferred right foot, as is known in modern football terms as an inverted winger. And trying to draw Austria in on the press and then burst forward. Hinshelwood. Gray on the turn. Referee Frappart accidentally gets in the way. So England will get the ball back, as per a law change from not too long ago. Anderson, who plays his club football with Nottingham Forest, having recently signed from Newcastle, where he came through the academy, including making a couple of Champions League appearances last season. He switched his allegiance from Scotland to England, and played for the Scotland the 16s, 17s, 18s and 21s. Playing for the England under 21s now. Spinning away from Lang and sliding it through towards Rowe. He could have made his very first touch of the ball since coming on, being a goal. He couldn't quite get onto the through ball. Anderson goes across to take the corner. The corner, clear by Baidu. Although waiting for it, but losing out against Hackney. Gittins. One back, but careless stuff from Austria, who've handed England this chance. Gittins stings the palms of Polestar. recurring theme tonight that Austria have looked unconvincing at times when playing out from the back. That's a testament to the quality of England's press as well. This anticipation to sweep up there. Heinze. Who had a slow start to their qualifying campaign with a 1-1 draw at struggling Cyprus, and then also a damaging 1-0 defeat at Slovenia in match day 3, but they've recovered well since then to put themselves right in the qualification picture. In their group, Group H, they have 11 points from 6, 2 points off leaders Slovenia and 1 point above third place France, who have a game in hand on the top 2. Ballo has been Austria's best threat all night. Might fancy going alone here. He's eventually stopped by Quansa, and it's a penalty. Penalty given. And a yellow card for Quansa. Well, no video assistant referee here tonight, so no matter England's frustrations, the decision will stand. Ballo trying to go the long way around against Quansa. It's definitely a question of whether the contact might have started outside the box. It's a very tight one. Oh, it has eventually been given as a penalty right on the edge. Free kick right on the edge. Couldn't be any closer. You can hear the boos and the reactions from everyone here at Kenilworth Road. Was sure it was a spot kick. Still a highly dangerous set-piece chance. Could be Matthias Braunherder, the most experienced player at under-21s level in this Austrian side, or Christoph Lang, who hit that brilliant free kick in the first half that James Beadle on debut did very well to keep out. Looks like it will be Lang. It is Lang, blocked by the wall, and then blocked again. And Beadle eventually clutches onto it with Ballo trying to bundle in the rebound at the third attempt. Lang with the first effort, Braunherder with the second. Ballo in there trying to turn it goalwards. Unusual substitution coming for Austria, it seems. Lucas Jungwirth, the third choice keeper in this Austria under-21 squad, is ready to come on. And it will be a double change. Insured. Nathan Woods ready to come on for England. It's something that can happen as these friendlies go on, with changes increasingly being made by both teams. Each can get a touch disjointed. But England have certainly had the flow and momentum of the game. Lucas Reichel is also ready, so a triple change coming for Austria, one for England. We'll take Austria up to 9 changes made tonight, making full advantage of the fact that this is a friendly. Oswald. Hall charging forward, has lots of options. Lewis Hall towards the far post and turned in for 4-1. Tom Fellows on target. His first goal for the England under-21s in just his second appearance. What a moment for the West Bromwich Albion forward. Made his debut just 3 days ago in Northern Ireland, and now gets his first goal at this level. well positioned, a nicely timed run, and a clever finish past Polestar. Great credit to Hall. That is as good a ball in from a fullback as you could possibly want to see. Joe Quansah makes way for Nathan Wood, the Southampton centre-half, signed in the summer from Swansea. So England complete a 7th change of the night with Wood coming on. And Austria fully utilising their bench too. Christoph Lang and Nicolas Polestar both coming off. Lucas Reichel, the striker, has come on. Lucas Jungwirth has come on in goal for the Austrians. On a night where we were expecting a real test, but certainly risen to the occasion. Could be 5-1. It is 5-1. Johnny Rowe tucks it in, but he will be denied by the offside flag. Marseille man not quite timing his round correctly. Horse has only recently joined them from Norwich City, having come through the Canaries youth setup. He's called up to this level to provide cover. Austria hunting one back in what has been a really eventful contest. One back by Hackney. Just to confirm, Justin Omorogi has also come on in that triple change for Austria, who have changed 9 of the 11. Only Samson Baidu and Tiano Ballo, the goal scorer, the 2 left from the starters. Could be yet another for England, but just lost his footing at the crucial moment, Jamie Gittins. You can see there, that's Lucas Jungwirth, keeper, who has just come on, and Nicolas Polestar. Just over 5 minutes left here. England under-21's first game here in 30-odd years, and my goodness me, they've been richly entertained here at Kenilworth Road. Has been an England team since then. The Lionesses 4-2 here against Spain back in March 2001. It's burst forward by Hackney, intercepted by Omorogi. Cresswell taking his time. Gray. Archie Gray, who you saw had a high-profile move in the summer from Leeds to Spurs for roughly £40 million, and broken into the Leeds first team following their relegation from the Premier League. Great. Forward, not the best defensive header from Collar, who's put himself in trouble. Rowe digs out a really decent cross, attempted overhead kick from Gittins. Really would have put the icing on the cake of a 5-star performance from England tonight, making it 5-1. Wood. Now Hall cleverly stepping inside and charging into the space, trying to release Gittins, who eventually gets it back off Baidu. Gittins gets a free kick. Jamie Gittins showing why so many are so excited about him, and Borussia Dortmund signed him a few years ago, having come through the youth setups. Chelsea, Reading and Manchester City. Plenty over the free kick. Looks like it might be Gittins. In fact, left it for Rowe eventually after a conversation. Certainly will be Rowe. Relatively simple stop for Lukashenko. Indian fans in for his son. It's been a really good night for the under-21s. Well placed to make it 13 wins from 15, indeed surely will here. And then next month, potential will turn back to securing qualification for the Euros next summer. Group winners go up through automatically. The best 3 of the 9 who finished second in the different qualifying groups also go through. The best 3 ranked second places. The other 6 go into the playoff system where just 3 will make it through. And behind Ukraine in their group, 2 points behind, having played a game more, but having amassed as many points as they have so far, 19 from 8. They're well placed to get through, even if they don't win the group, as one of the best second places. They face Ukraine next month in Bournemouth on October the 11th, and then play Azerbaijan 4 days later. Austria have an important double-header of their own against Slovenia away, then France at home. Collar. Now Baidu. Ball's just gone up in front of us. Minimum of 2 minutes added on at the back end of this contest, which has been pretty free-flowing, easy for me to say, in both halves. It's been relatively minimal delays apart from a few substitutions in the second half. And imagine the ball in play time in this game is higher than most. Fans have been richly entertained for coming out on a slightly nippy early September night in Luton. Got anticipation there to win it back by Adewumi. Austria hunting a consolation. Ballo, he's been Austria's best player, no doubt, and scored a fine goal to make it 1-1 just after the half-hour mark. That does feel like it was a long time ago now, though. Rogers, McAtee and Fellows all on the score sheet in the second half for England. So they've pulled clear. Gittins. Oh. It's a cleverly weighted pass for Gittins. He's well tackled by Ballo. A little bit of space out here. Sard goes to ground. Eventually, but moves in versatile right-sided player's favour. A fantastic night at Kenilworth Road for Ben Fletcher's England under-21s. A decent first half, a super second. 3 unanswered goals after the break, giving England a comprehensive 4-1 win. Morgan Rogers had them in front midway through the first half with a cool and composed penalty. Tierno Ballo's fine curler made it 1-1 10 minutes or so later. Just 3 minutes into the second half, Rogers made it 4 goals in 4 England under-21 games. The sweeping right-footed finish after it had sat up invitingly to be struck. James McAtee made it 3-1. A deserved goal to show for his fine playmaking efforts. And then Tom Fellows grabbed his first ever goal